Hey everybody, welcome back to Chicago Car Club. My name is Mike, and today I'm going to be taking you around this stunning 1910 Cadillac Model 30 Touring. We bought this car out of Marietta, Ohio, from Dave Stelnacker's family. Dave and Karen bought this car in 1998 out of New Jersey from a gentleman that went by the name of Shorty. They brought the car back to Ohio, where Dave had a machine shop at home. And they took this car apart, complete nut and bolt restoration. And when we tell you the attention to detail and the brass work on this car is absolutely insane. They spent years polishing the brass. They spent a ton of time doing the top and all the interior, the seats, the leathers. This car is top to bottom incredible, and it is a original wood body. As you can see, the paintwork, it's been hand striped. Again, the attention to the polished brass work on this car is as good as we've ever seen or could ever expect. It is a numbers matching car. The engine stamping does match the plate on the firewall. It has been converted to a 12-volt starter system, which is really nice. And it fires up easily and runs well. We are not Cadillac specialists by any means. So as far as the mechanicals of this car, we can only tell you what we see. It does start, it runs, it holds a nice idle. The adjustments for the timing all function in the throttle. These lamps are in incredible shape. They've got wicks. They're ready to be lit. It does have a 12-volt set of lights in the front fixtures. As you can see here, the horn. This car is just painted everywhere, completely torn down. All the screws line up everywhere. There's so much original hardware on this car. It's incredible. It does have the speedometer on it. For whatever reason, the gear is not in the on the front end that would go into the hub. I'm not sure if they removed that or why that's not there, but it's not moving at the moment. But it looks like it would just be the gear that is missing, which you'll see when we get to the back side of the wheel. Tons of custom work on this. Dave machined all the parts himself. Anything he didn't have, he made. All of the fittings and things like that. There's so much originality from what we can tell on this car. It is absolutely stunning. While obviously it's not in its original navy blue color that it would have been, we think the white was an awesome choice. It goes really well with the brass and the white interior. Everything is just so... Again, this car was completely taken down all the way. We've got a couple photos. We are hopeful that we'll get a bunch of paperwork on it. Karen is older, and getting some of the files while we were there was a little tougher to want to pull them down. They were stored away, but she's going to try and have her granddaughter help her and get us some of that information. So while we can't tell you exactly what we're going to come up with, we're hopeful that we'll come up with some new documentation on it. This car, again, is on 12 volt. This car would predate the starter system that they had, but it does have a starter set up to the flywheel, and it works really well. It spins really nicely. And as you can see, under the seats, the custom fabric leather work is really impressive on this. How she matched it the way she did is incredible. It's got a newer fuel cell in it. It's got good gas in it. And again, everything, we're not Cadillac, especially 1910 Cadillac specialists. So we're just trying to show you everything we see here. The attention to detail, obviously. Mechanically, it is our understanding, based on what Karen told us. Unfortunately, Dave passed away a few years ago. What Karen told us was that Dave went so far as replacing the pistons in the engine when he rebuilt it. He even built his own set of aluminum connecting rods, which is pretty impressive. It does run quite well. It might have a little bit of a miss. We're not super familiar with this car, so as far as dialing in the timing on it, and where it should idle and stuff, we are not specialists. More than likely, somebody looking at this will know more about the operation of this car than we do, but we can't help but be wildly impressed with everything we see. These little fittings, I believe they're self-greasing or some sort of adjustable greasers, are all intact. Really neat. Again, the paint works beautiful. Inside the wheel wells, everywhere you look, it's just absolutely stunning. And here under the hood, you can see the original inline 4-cylinder motor chugging away here. And with the idle adjust, revs up and down, and we can also adjust the timing advance. On occasion when we start it, it takes a little bit to get it fired up because we do shut the fuel off on it when we're not running it. But it keeps nice temperature at idle. It's got coolant in it, and it can sit in its place right here. It's been running for about 20 minutes with no heating issues or anything like that. Really tidy under the hood. And as you can see here, starting it up, the magneto switch for startup and running, the way he's got it set is we just turn it to battery instead of the standard starting procedure where you start it on the mag or on the battery and switch it over. And as you can see here, it goes in and out of gear really nicely. The horn works, it's awesome, and it shifts through all the gears, including reverse, really well. A lot of pedals on this car. There are 2 of them on the heel that we don't exactly know what they operate. It's something exhaust related, but they are there, and as you'll see when we can get underneath it, a bunch of different levers and things like that. It's really a stunning car. The woodwork on it's incredible. All the glass and lenses are beautiful and clean. And as you can see in our photos, all of the top work is like perfect fit with all the snap fittings and all that stuff. It's nice and taut when you put it up. It packs away nicely. They've got little storage bags and pouches that everything goes into. It's just a really well thought out project from start to finish. It stops nice and straight. The brakes feel really good to us. And it gets down the road, it gets up into high gear and rolls really nicely. We didn't get going too fast with it. I'm not super comfortable behind the wheel of it, being as though we don't drive a lot of these all that often. But as you can see, it tracks nice and straight down the road. And we do have a spare set of Coker white wall tires for it that are brand new. And a couple other parts, which I believe including maybe the original flywheel. I'm not really sure, but we'll get the car up in the air here in a little bit and show you underneath. Just really neat that a husband and wife, spent the amount of time that they did. I mean, they spent nearly 7 years doing this, and Karen told us stories of sitting around the house, polishing brass in front of the TV just for years. It's a true testament of the efforts that went into this, and it shows so nicely. There's no rust, there's no bubbling, there's really hardly any imperfections in the paint other than some of the usual little nicks and stuff underneath and on the top side by the hood, latch tie downs and stuff. But just everywhere you look on the car is really, really impressive. We can't say enough cool things about this. As always, we encourage you to reach out by call or text anytime to hear more, or to do a FaceTime video or video chat or whatever you'd like. You might know something about this that we don't, and we'd love to hear from you. You can reach us at 312-420-3696. Again, ChicagoCarClub.com, 312-420-3696. We very much appreciate you watching, and we hope to speak with you about it soon.